Morning, welcome back to the Man Cave. Thanks for watching Daz's Random Stuff. Today we're going to be building this sculpture, which is that piece right there. It's going to be a cube, so it's going to be 6 sides. So we're going to build the first side, and that's the pattern that we're going to be doing. So you can actually arrange these in any type of pattern you want. Just move the squares around as long as it's perfectly square and those measurements are exactly the same. You should have one block on each corner and they will join the other blocks to make the cube up. Anyway, we'll get stuck into it and we'll have a look, see how we go. First thing we're going to do is make up this jig. So I've set the pieces out on this table, essentially just a flat board. You need a flat surface. So we're going to cut this piece of 4x2. This piece is actually 530 square. So 530 wide by 530 high. By the time we weld it together, we're going to be welding them right on the points of each square like that. We're going to be welding here. So it'll actually make it about 100 mil wider. So it'll be 630 as a finished piece. All as a cube. They are now screwed down, and you want to check those measurements to make sure you're exactly right. They're exactly the same. So inside measurements is, you are at 828. Oh, sorry, 528. I don't know where I get 8 wrong. That is lovely. So they are perfectly square, perfectly parallel at this stage. So we're going to whack our other sections in through here now to create our full square. Then we'll set our blocks out properly, clean up the edges, set them up and start tacking them together. This is where you'll be needing your trusty square as you cut that shorter section. And you just want to make sure that you're pretty square at this end. Just make sure you're pretty square off your square because we will be measuring the diagonals. So that's the pattern we're doing. You've got to make sure these guys are in the very, very hard corner of each. Make sure they're right in the corner, and the others are all virtually touching. So, you know, you can have a 1 or 2 mil gap, that's fine. You can weld that and she'll give it a little bit of penetration on your weld. Beauty. I've got my roller door open now because last time I done this, I filled my house full of smoke. Went up through the window, up through there. The whole joint was full of smoke. That's better. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, the whole place was full of smoke, so it wasn't very popular. Not happy at all. So we are ready to roll. Whack the glasses on because I can actually see. Welder on. 100 amps. Check my gloves for spiders. No spiders at this stage. We are ready to roll. So just work your way through there and start tacking all these together. So that is all welded together. So now we're going to flip him over and we're going to weld the other side, weld it all together. And that is one piece done. So this is the tricky part. We're going to take that out and we're going to flip it over. So if we're not perfectly square, that isn't going to go back in our jig. So that's why you need to be perfectly square. Let's see if I've done the right thing. Happy days. And she's pretty tight in there, which is good. As we say, we like a tight one. Well, she fit it. That's how you want them. You want them nice and tight like that. So if you can get that sitting down again now, weld all that up, you're laughing. Happy days. There you go. She's welded both sides. I could actually hear it creaking and groaning as I was welding it. So as you're putting heat in it, it's sort of expanding everywhere, all over the place. So I'll just get this slag chipped off and I'll show you. That's how tight it is in the jig. That's what you want. You want it to be really tight in the jig there. So that is what we have. Yeah. That is our first piece of the puzzle, I guess you'd call it. I'll step back a bit. That's our first piece of the puzzle. So it's a weird looking thing right now, but it'll probably just get weirder as we go on. Hope you're enjoying it. Don't forget to subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button and like and fling me a comment. Thanks for your comments on the last video for the sphere that we made. They were really cool. I appreciate all your good wishes. Beautiful. Another 5 to go. So on with number 2. Just got to copy that one. We are all set up and ready to weld again. So just make sure those squares are right in your corners, got your earth strap on, glasses on because I can't see. And let's go. Commence welding. And that's how you do it. How quick was that? Lucky last. Lucky last. Getting pretty good at this. Starting to know where they go. We'll weld this one up. This is the lucky last, number 6. And we'll put this puppy together. We are all done welding our pieces together. So we've got them all sitting there, all 6 of them, ready to roll. The 4 sides and the top and bottom for the cube. What you need to do now is level your bench perfectly. So if you need to have this absolutely perfectly level for your bottom section to go on. And then we're going to put our sides in and we'll just use a spirit level for the sides. We'll tack it all up, put the top on, tack it all together and just make sure we're perfectly level, sides, top, bottom, the whole lot, and that'll give us the perfect cube. The goggles. She's perfectly level, that away, that way, that way. That one. Now they should be level too. Perfecto. So what we're going to do now, so we'll grab another piece. And I don't think it matters which way these go. You can put them whichever way you like. And we're gonna join them. The only way they're going to join properly is to be joined right on this top edge here. So we need to get this piece here right on this side edge. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'll find a little bit of a packer here, and we'll pack that up and we'll sit that on and we'll weld it up. All right, I reckon I've found it. I think that's 12 mil. Works for me anyway. So we're going to sit him on there. And it doesn't matter which way you put these, because it doesn't matter. And that's perfect, absolutely perfect. So you need to be level this side. And that, if we plumb that up, we plumb this side up, plumb them, put the lid on, job's right. We're going to tack him on, and then I'll check it for plumb straight up and down this side. Alright, so I've just tacked that on, so it won't be too much of an issue. So when you plumb these up, make sure you're not on your welds, because they'll throw you out of whack. So he wants to go out of fraction. Get it? Perfection. That's it. Another piece. I would probably run the same pattern through there that we've got here. So we'll do that. And we'll do the same pattern we've got there to there. Totally personal preference. So same deal, you want to line up your side with your 100mm steel level with the base piece. That's very close where that is. So same deal, we'll tap that on, then we'll check it for plumb. Perfect there, perfect there. And just keep whacking your sides on. That's how easy it is. They're just perfect. This is where it'll get tricky, because we're going to do vertical welds. You can see they'll butt just perfectly together like that. That's exactly where you want them to be, just on the 2 points inside there. That is just perfect. That's sitting fantastic. Just the way we wanted it. So I'll weld that in, I'll weld this in, I'll whack the top on. The welding's done. Finale, the grand finale. We'll whack the top on. We keep the top the same as the bottom, as in the pattern. I think it'll look good, look better. Oh, my bench kind of collapsed. My makeshift bench fell down. That was a nightmare. So that is it. That is all welded together. The whole cube is welded together. It's perfectly, absolutely perfectly. If you followed all those rules, and it just looks great, and it's the perfect cube. And once she's powder coated, it's going to look magnificent, and I think we're going to powder coat it in this wicked blue colour, really, really vivid blue. So it's going to be good. I'll give you a closer look. So that is her. Stuff just hanging in there. My bench collapsed. Apologise about the bench collapse. So that is it. That is the cube done and dusted. So I cannot wait to see it powder coated. As you can see, it's the perfect cube. And I think it's going to look fantastic. It's going to look just really different. Well, it's been a couple of days since I finished welding the cube. And I had this brainwave. Actually, I had a shave and everything. Tidied myself up a bit. had this brainwave of actually mounting the cube like that. So it's not a cube, it's actually more of a diamond sort of shape. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. So mounting a pole down on its axis right down here into the ground, so it's actually hanging the way that it would sit in the ground in a garden bed. So I just think it might add to it a little bit. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. It's going to be off to the powder coaters shortly, so I need to get that pole welded into it, whether it be a cube or whether it be mounted like this. Obviously the pole will have to be welded in a different position before it goes to the powder coaters. So fling me a comment, let me know what you think, and I will see you after the powder coating, finished product. Episode 2 of the Cube.